The political landscape rumbling loudly tonight after the explosive leak of a draft Supreme Court opinion overturning Roe versus Wade, the landmark decision that established the constitutional right to abortions in this country. The draft obtained and posted online by Politico. While such a decision by the conservative-leaning court has been widely expected, the magnitude and nature of the leak itself is another story. Chief Justice John Roberts today confirming the draft was genuine, but calling the leak a breach of trust and ordering an investigation into who did it. The decision, a sharply worded takedown of Roe v. Wade, has abortion opponents celebrating tonight, while leaving abortion rights supporters angry and worried. If the decision carries, legalizing abortions would be left to the states. Tonight, roughly half poised to declare the procedure illegal. There's a lot to unpack here tonight. Justice correspondent Pete Williams has more.
We say pro-choice.
Demonstrators flocked to the Supreme Court shortly after Politico broke the news Monday night, an unprecedented leak of an entire draft opinion in one of the court's most consequential cases, saying the landmark Roe v. Wade decision should be overruled. Written by Justice Samuel Alito, it says there's no support for Roe in any part of the Constitution and, quote, a right to abortion is not deeply rooted in the nation's history and traditions. The authority to decide whether abortion is legal, he says, should be left to the people and their elected representatives. While the publication of the draft is a shock, the conclusion of the draft shouldn't be. It was apparent when the case was argued December 1st that at least 5 justices were prepared to overturn Roe, including Justice Alito, who was an aggressive questioner.
Can it be said that the right to abortion is deeply rooted in the history and traditions of the American people?
But the draft opinion says because abortion involves taking the life of a fetus, it's in a class by itself. Striking down Roe, Alito writes, would not undercut other constitutional protections, such as for interracial and same-sex marriage. After at first declining comment, the Supreme Court confirmed 15 hours after the draft was published that it was authentic. Chief Justice John Roberts launched an immediate investigation of who leaked it. He called the leak a singular and egregious breach of trust and said if it was intended to undermine the integrity of the court's operations, it will not succeed. The work of the court, he said, will not be affected in any way. But the court is now in turmoil with suspicion that one of the court's law clerks might have been the leaker.
This has never happened in American history, and the court may never be the same when it comes to the trust between the justices and all of their law clerks, because it has only been about trust.
The case at issue involves the fate of a Mississippi law passed in 2018 but so far blocked by a lawsuit that would ban abortion after 15 weeks of pregnancy. Lower court said it would violate the Supreme Court's abortion precedents, beginning with Roe in 1973, that say states cannot ban abortion before the age of fetal viability. That's around 23 weeks into the pregnancy. A decision in the case was expected by late June.
Pete, let me ask you, how does the court plan to proceed in investigating this leak?
Chief Justice Roberts has given that assignment to Gail Conway, the court's marshal, the chief security officer. Leak investigations are never easy. This one won't be, but it could lead to new security measures that make it harder to leak draft opinions, Lester, with a lot of passion here tonight.
Yeah, we can hear it. Pete Williams at the Supreme Court tonight. Thanks. Some states are not waiting for the court to strike down Roe v. Wade. Late today, Oklahoma's governor signed a bill banning abortions there after about 6 weeks of pregnancy. Stephanie Gosk on how this could play out across the country.
It is not a final decision, but much of today's reaction to the Supreme Court imagines the day it will be. There are those celebrating.
Life is precious. It's a miracle.
It certainly is a dramatic moment. Yes, Roe's been enormously controversial for nearly 50 years, and we applaud the court for its courage.
Others worry what this will mean.
It's heartbreaking, and as a woman who has benefited from Roe v. Wade, but also as a healthcare provider, this is an attack on women.
The decision to make abortions illegal will not stop them from happening. It will only stop them from happening safely.
Should Roe versus Wade be overturned, 25 states will likely ban abortion. 13 of them have trigger laws, meaning it will be immediately outlawed. Some states are looking to strengthen access. A recent bill passed in Connecticut expands the list of professionals who can perform abortions and protects them from out-of-state lawsuits or criminal charges.
Our clients are traveling 1,338 miles round trip
The Fund Texas Choice Group helps women travel out of state for abortions. Texas passed a law in September banning the procedure after 6 weeks.
You've been inundated with calls since that law went into effect.
It's unsustainable.
The vast majority of those seeking help are low income and either Black or Latino. Some have been crossing state lines to the only clinic in Mississippi.
We were seeing patients 3 days. Now we're up to 5, and some weeks on six days a week.
This clinic at the heart of the Supreme Court case.
We are looking into, we're opening a facility right now in New Mexico that will be one of the states where patients will still be able to obtain an abortion.
So your organization is actually looking to set up new clinics in other states?
Correct. We are not going to just walk away from this.
What will happen to the women, many of them low income, who every year get abortions? In states like Mississippi, Texas, places like that.
We're going to continue to focus on those women, focusing on the humanity of those women and of providing them with holistic life-affirming options to make sure that they get access to the resources and the help that they need.
While roughly half of states get ready to meet higher demand for abortions, it is an issue that has long divided the country. And if Roe v. Wade is overturned, those divisions may grow deeper. Stephanie Gosk, NBC News, New York.
The political fallout from that leaked draft was immediate. President Biden saying if enacted, it would be a radical decision, with many Republicans blasting that breach of Supreme Court confidentiality. And now it could become a key issue in the midterm elections. Peter Alexander is at the White House.
Tonight, President Biden slamming the court's leaked draft opinion that would overturn Roe v. Wade.
If this decision holds, it's really quite a radical decision. I hope there are not enough votes for it.
The president warning it throws into question a range of rights, including same-sex marriage.
It's a fundamental shift in American jurisprudence.
The bombshell propelling abortion rights into the midterm spotlight, an election that was set to be dominated by rising inflation and the economy. Now Democrats are aiming to hold a Senate vote to guarantee abortion remains legal nationwide.
I am here because the United States Congress can change all of this. Yes,
but their options are limited without 60 votes to pass it or enough Democratic votes to change Senate rules.
I think the codification of Roe makes a lot of sense.
Still, the president tonight would not say if he would support scrapping the filibuster. The draft opinion also a surprise to some Republicans.
It rocks my confidence in the court right now.
With another accusing 2 conservative justices of betraying their previous pledges about Roe.
Senator, I said that it's settled as a precedent of the Supreme Court.
Republican Susan Collins today saying if finalized, the opinion would be completely inconsistent with what Justice Gorsuch and Justice Kavanaugh said. Most Republicans are blasting the stunning breach of Supreme Court confidentiality, insisting the leaker should be punished.
This is the consequence of the Democrats' rabidly partisan effort to undermine the court, to attack the court.
And noting if Roe is overturned, abortion would not be outlawed, but that states would decide whether it should be legal.
This is going to push the conversation back to the people rather than unelected judges.
And Peter, now Democrats are trying to turn this into a major election issue. What's that look like?
Yeah, that's right, Lester. With Democrats fearing a possible wipeout in the midterms, a Biden advisor tonight tells me this threat to abortion rights is a new opportunity to re-energize their base. The president tonight saying it'll fall on voters to elect pro-abortion rights lawmakers. Lester.
Peter Alexander at the White House. Thank you.